In this video I will reveal one more piece of information, secret and classified, about the world of time travel. Secret device for viewing the past, future held by the US military. I know your brain has been indoctrinated from birth, but my channel was created to wake you up with the truth, and the truth you know is manipulated. Subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Here you will have unique information and new truths. Advanced technology via quantum entanglement. Quantum entanglement, the founder of the Center for the Study of Extraterrestrial Intelligence, Stephen Greer, described a strange mechanism that would have been developed at the U.S. Secret Weapons Laboratory in White Oaks, Maryland. During his research, he described how a U.S. Navy military advisor confided in him about a device that could extract information across space and time at a specific location a century ago, 1,000 years ago, or 1,000,000 years ago. The secret U.S. military device, created in the 1970s, was able to observe what happened at any time in the past at a specific location, claims a leading American ufologist who informed U.S. presidents about the ET phenomenon. Dr. Greer said, "One of my informant and military insider was working with naval intelligence. There used to be naval facilities at White Oaks, just outside Washington, D.C. The installation developed an electronic device that could extract from any point in space something that had happened in the past at a given location. They called it Spacetime white noise." The UFO and extraterrestrial life researcher explained that this time travel project was developed during the 1970s. Greer described it as an electronic system that allows you to see what happened at a given moment in the space you were sitting in at that moment. He added, "You can also extract the information about what happened a century ago, or 1,000 years ago, or 1,000,000 years ago." Dr. Greer, who is one of the world's leading researchers on extraterrestrials, and an ardent supporter of releasing government secrets on the subject, Disclosure Project, said he had interviewed many whistleblower insiders about advanced technologies that appeared to work via quantum entanglement. Quantum entanglement describes how two atomic particles that are separated by vast distances in space or time can be connected and how their movements mysteriously correlate. He said, "I informed former defense ministers about these projects. There are highly compartmentalized projects that have not been revealed even to members of the UK government." The UFO researcher suggested that the machine explore what mystics of ancient India used to call the Akashic Record. The Akashic Record is described as the storage place of all human events, thoughts, words, emotions and intentions that have ever occurred in the past, present or future of all planetary spheres existing in the cosmos. To date, there is no scientific evidence for the existence of the Akashic Record. Dr. Greer describes that the Akashic Record stores everything that happened in a specific space, time. He said, "This record is stored in interdimensional space and there are interfaces like the technology developed at White Oaks, Maryland, that can interact with this domain of storing all of the information. It turns out now that, in fact, there are electronic systems that can access the Akashic Record. That means accessing the history of everything that has ever happened in a precise location, on any planet." Subscribe to the channel. A member of my team was at the Maryland base in the 1970s and tested this electronic device that extracts information from any volume of space. Dr. Greer is a science explorer of what he considers technologies of consciousness. A new frontier of research and development that combines metaphysics with quantum mechanics. He describes it as the development of how electronic systems are related to thought quanta. He references Elon Musk's Neuralink project as an example of this. The neurotechnology that the Neuralink company is progressing in development will finally allow for a low-latency broadband link where thoughts will be able to control electrical devices. Humanity is in the midst of a spiritual revolution. But with the development of artificial intelligence, there is a risk of the opposite happening, where instead of humans controlling machines, machines begin to control thoughts and human beings themselves. The North American ufologist believes that advanced civilizations from beyond our solar system are using consciousness technologies, which use the properties of quantum mechanics to travel through space-time and appear on Earth. Dr. Greer cites these technologies as one of the possible explanations for UFO sightings and other paranormal events such as apparitions and contact with alien beings and other density, consciousness levels. According to John Archibald Wheeler of Princeton University, the laws of quantum mechanics state that atomic particles exist in a state of constant possibility. For example, they can be anywhere, everywhere, or nowhere in the dimensions of time and space. What anchors them in a certain space-time position is the observer's active thought, consciousness, like a scientist in a laboratory, seeking results in his research. Dr. Greer, who has briefed presidents and heads of state on the ET phenomenon, suggests that the mysterious properties associated with the quantum world could be used to allow living beings to travel through time and space. Dr. Greer said that the human mind itself is not limited to our brain nucleus, bodies, space and time. The CIA developed remote viewing in the 1970s, when its officers could see and peer into parts and facilities of the Soviet Union remotely. They used the consciousness displacement of certain agents trained for this as a spyship, and the results were quite successful. The Soviets, the Russians, also developed the same type of program with people who had strong psychic abilities. The intelligence community took this very, very seriously. Neither time nor space limits human consciousness. Dr. Greer has an app called Contact CE5, which stands for contacts close to the fifth contact type. The app is of interest to anyone who wants to explore the dangerous cross-section between consciousness and technology. In a 1964 television interview, ET contactee George Van Tassel said that human-looking extraterrestrials showed him technology that could be used to view a scene from any historical period, which the U.S. Navy possessed. The description of this device that could see past events was very similar to what legendary UFO whistleblower and Area 51 scientist Bob Lazar revealed in 1989 as the Project Looking Glass, a classified project run by the U.S. Navy at the facility's 4 underground stations at Area 51 since the early 1960s. Lazar claimed that the Looking Glass technology was based on the distortion of space-time by gravity. The earliest reference to Project Looking Glass type technology came from Italy in the 1950s. A Dominican Catholic priest named Father Pellegrino Ernetti invented a chronovisor device capable of peering into the past by electronically modifying the chanting frequencies of the Benedictine monks. Ernetti claimed to have witnessed Christ's crucifixion and other historical events by this device. The chronovisor technology was turned over to the Vatican, which passed it on to the CIA, which continued to develop the technology through black budgets in the 1960s and 1970s. CIA whistleblower Andrew Basiago confirmed the CIA's experience with Ernetti's chronovisor. Basiago said that from 1967 to 1971, as a 6-year-old boy, he was involved in Project Pegasus when the CIA and the nefarious DARPA agency refined chronovisor technology. In 1970, Basiago and other participating children regularly visited various chronovisor sorting facilities in northern New Jersey, where they could access past and future Earth events. Basiago backed up his claim in a 2015 interview with C2C radio host Art Bell, when he told Bell that he remembered seeing Bell working on a classified project at an ITT facility in Nutley, New Jersey, in 1970. An astonished Bell admitted that he was actually employed by ITT on a classified NATO communications project at the time, which Bell had never publicly revealed. In his 1992 book, Montauk Project: Experiments in Time, Preston Nichols described bizarre military experiments carried out at Montauk Air Station, Long Island, NY, from 1971 to 1983. A navigation control chair for an extraterrestrial vessel was mounted at the facility. When a person sat in the Montauk chair, Their psychic abilities became so enhanced and expanded that they were able to warp time to look into the past or the future. Nichols described what happened when a test subject, Duncan Cameron, sat in the Montauk chair. He was guided by his military intelligence handlers to focus on an opening in time. A hole or time portal would appear in front of the chair, through which a person could pass. It looked like a circular hallway with a light at the other end. The door of time would remain open as long as Duncan, or whoever it was, focused on a certain moment in the past or future. Looking ahead to future events and timelines encourages the viewer to change circumstances to alter the future timeline to suit their schedule. This causes the timeline to fracture with the opening of several parallel timelines from many possible futures. As a result, observation of future timeframes became uncertain, and CIA/DARPA intelligence groups have slowed down using this type of timeline manipulation. They were forced to a halt by beings from outside Earth. In a 2019 article by Dr. Michael Salla titled, Project Looking Glass, The Kanan Time War and the Deep State, Salla noted that both the Deep State and the Alliance factions of military intelligence, Kanan, have access to this kind of time visualization and space-time travel technology, to look into the future and anticipate each other's moves. The Deep State used technology to anticipate and thwart the Alliance's actions against them, as predicted by Kanan. But since this is an unreliable technology due to fractured timelines, both sides focused more on time travel technology. This created a time war, with the two factions trying to manage past events according to their agendas in order to influence and manipulate future event timelines in accordance with their respective agendas. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and activate notifications, to receive new videos.